Welcome, Rambo freaks. I've had a number of people ask me when am I going to do a full collection video. Well, today's the day. Finally, after about a week and a half, the United Cutlery Last Blood Sylvester Stallone knife has arrived today. So I thought this is as good a time as any to lay everything out on my bed and show you exactly what I own. So what we're going to do, I've already unboxed these. I've unboxed these, and unboxed these. All I'm going to do with these ones today is we're going to go through a close-up look of the boxes, because I'm a collector first and foremost, and people do want to display these in box, and the graphic and the artwork on these boxes, on all the boxes I own, is absolutely magnificent. So we're going to go through, the first ones we're going to go through are the United Cutlery knives from the 1980s. I'm pretty sure all three came out just after the Rambo 3 movie. I don't think the First Blood knife came out straight after the First Blood movie. I'm pretty sure these are around about 1988-89 that all three and the little miniature came out. So we'll have a look what they're called. So on the First Blood knife, if you can see that, Rambo First Blood, UCRB1. On the Mission knife is UCRB2. Not quite sure if that's focusing. And on the third one is UC201. Now on top of the boxes, if you're wanting the genuine article, that is exactly how they are supposed to look. As I said before, the artwork is absolutely magnificent. Now if we turn them to the side, now on the backs of these, they're just absolutely plain. There's nothing on the back. So on the First Blood knife, the survival knife should I say, you've got all the dimensions. I just don't know if that's, there you go, I think that's focusing now. This one's a little bit harder to read. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. And once again, we've got the dimensions on the Rambo 3 Baker Team Tribute knife. Now on the other side, we've got some inscriptions as well. And if I turn around this way, okay, it tells you that it's an authentic reproduction. Also, can I just stipulate to the review today is all about authentic repo knives, okay? So they're replica knives. So I don't want anyone telling me that the real deal knives are 10 times better. We all know that. I know that the Lyle knives and the Wall knives and the Neely knives and the Hibben knives and the Pole knives, I know that they're 10 times better, but these are affordable for collectors like myself. So if you are after those authentic knives, this is not the review for you. You should go to those other channels and watch their reviews. Okay, so that's what they look like. On this side, on all three boxes, it's just got the United Cutlery logo. Excuse the shaking of the hand. When you get to my age, the hands are not as stable as they once were. I think you see there it says 1989 CAROLCO, and that's who produced them back then. Okay, this one here, I picked this up in the last couple of years. I didn't actually unbox this on camera before. So that's what the little miniature BOWIE looks like. And again, it gives you a bit of a write up there. Tells you, I just don't know if that's focusing. I don't know if my eyes are blurry or whatnot, but I can't really tell. Let me spin that around. So I picked this one up quite cheaply actually. In Australian standards, I picked it up for about $70 shipped from the US. This one's in not bad condition, so there's nothing on the back. Again, it says what does it say? 1988, this one actually says. And this one is the UC246, made in Japan. So we'll open this one up and show you what it looks like. So there's that. You've got the little blade cover. There's the little Rambo 3 Baker Team Special Forces Tribute knife, designed by Gil Hibben. That slot you see in the center there was originally meant for a retractable blade, but they referred to it now as an anti-glare sight. I'll actually show you a little bit later in the video how to use that. So that's that. Under here you have this most important thing, the certificate of authenticity. So make sure when you do purchase these United Cutlery knives that you do get the certificate of authenticity, because I've seen a few knives on eBay that actually write in the description in small print that there's no certificate. So make sure you grab that, otherwise you're going to struggle to flog it off when you need to. There's the little sheath. So a cute little knife to display. So we'll stick that back in there. I'll just leave those here. And I'll put those away a little bit later. Okay, so prior to the 4th movie being released, John Rambo in 2008, I'm pretty sure these little scale miniatures came out, because there was no machete style scale miniature ever designed. So that leads me to believe that these were made just before the release of Rambo or John Rambo, however you want to call it. So that's what they look like. That's the top of that. Again, all these boxes give you the dimensions and everything. On the back, this has something. They're from Master Cutlery produced these ones. On the side, you've got that Rambo insignia, sort of like ghosted in. We've done that side. On the top here, it says Rambo First Blood Sylvester Stallone Signature Edition. And there gives you the limited edition number. So that's the survival knife. Then we go to the mission knife. That's what the top of the box looks like. And these are beautiful display. I love my smalls, and I love displaying small things in my cabinet, and these ones are great to display. That's what the side of the box looks like. If you need more time, just pause it. Otherwise this video is going to take me a long time, and I'll probably run out of charge. So that's the back of it. Again, the Rambo ghosted into the side, and scale miniature, and the limited edition number on this one as well. And then we've got the Rambo 3 Baker Team Tribute knife, and we'll go into that a bit later on in the video. Alright, and hang around towards the end of this video. What I'm going to do, once I wrap all these knives up, I'm going to bring out some of my collectibles and show you what else I own when it comes to Rambo, and a couple of shirts that I picked up in the last month. You're not going to believe them, so you need to hang around and have a look at these shirts that I picked up. There's the back. So they're the little scale miniatures. I gather would have come out around about 2007-8 maybe with those ones. Now these ones here, in my opinion, are the finest replica Rambo knives on the market. Okay, so this was the first time that they corrected the sheath on both of them and corrected the saw blades on the survival knife, where every knife prior to these ones, it only had 12 saw teeth. This one here has the correct 14 that was actually in the movie. So that's this one here. So as you can see, every knife prior to this masterpiece collection did not have a whetstone pouch and a whetstone within. And with the teeth here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So count your knife. If your knife's 12, then you know it's not correct to the movie. And with this one here, every mission knife prior to the Masterpiece collection did not have a diamond sharpener. So whether or not it's the right color doesn't really matter. Just having it on the sheath tells you, or shows you there that it's, you know, fairly accurate to the movie. Now, yeah, as I was saying before, in my opinion, these are the best replica knives that you can get. If I was to guide you into trying to collect any, these would be the ones that I would guide you to collect. Now, they'll be hard to find, especially this one here. I've had a number of viewers contact me over the years and say, mate, can you find me the signature edition of the machete? This is just impossible. And you actually really need this one. I'll show you in a minute why. Okay, so we'll just go through this first box, which is the survival knife. If you can get your hands, this one's still readily available. So you should be able to find the survival, the mission, and the Baker Team tribute knife. This one here is going to be a stretch. If you can manage to find this one, you're doing very well. So that's the top of that. Gives you the stats. And these have gone up in value from the time I bought them 3 years ago. So I did a review on these, unboxed these in 2018. And if you're not interested in just watching me go through the boxes, there are videos where I unbox all these. So if you go to the playlist in 2018, you'll be able to see all these being unboxed. I actually take them out of the boxes. So that's what the back looks like, and it actually shows you the whetstone sheath there. This side, like the Scale Miniatures, it says that, and then it gives you the edition number. Let me see if that'll focus. Doesn't want to focus on that one. Anyway, it's 598 out of 10,000. So that's the survival knife. Then we have the mission knife. Beautiful boxes. So Sylvester Stallone Signature Edition Master Cutlery Masterpiece knives. So if you're looking, that's the ones that I would guide you to get. These ones are going up in value, as I said. On the back of this, it shows you the diamond sharpener. There's that Rambo insignia, which is a little bit brighter on this one. Once again on that side. And this one is 1,864 from 10,000. So that's the survival. We are now onto the humongous Rambo 3 Baker Team tribute knife. That's the front. That's the side. Jeez, it's huge. I can't even get it into the camera. And we got the back. Again, if you want to read in detail, just pause the video. Signature edition. And this one is 1,680 from 10,000. Oh, focused then for a little bit, and then I didn't want to. There you go. Okay, it's hard to film with one hand and lift the boxes up. Okay, so this is the one. This is the rare as duck's nuts. If you can manage to find this one here, you are doing well for yourself. And the reason why you need this one to complete that set there is, if once I get to the back of this, this is the only box out of the 4 that shows the other 3 knives. There you go. That's exactly why you need this box. If you're going to collect this signature edition, see how it says there, look for these authentic license repos only from Hollywood Collectables Group of the knives used by Sylvester Stallone in Rambo First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, and Rambo 3. Okay, so as I said, this one is rare as hen's teeth. If you can find this one, you're doing well. I haven't. I've been searching for a few friends online and I haven't been able to find it. There was one which was a standard edition, because they actually made these in standard editions as well, but that has since been sold as well. This one is 275 from 10,000. Okay, so they are the signature editions. Now, of course, I don't want knives just to display in the box. I needed to buy some knives that I could actually use. These two at the top here are the Sylvester Stallone, part of the signature edition, but the Masterpiece Collection standard edition. So they're identical to these ones, except they don't have a signature, but they still have the diamond sharpener, the whetstone sheath pocket on the sheath there, and the 14 saw teeth. So those two knives there are actually out of these two boxes here. So again, if I was to guide you onto what knives, repo knives to buy, replica knives to buy, to actually use, to hold, to handle, to show your mates, it would be the Master Cutlery ones in standard edition. Now, I didn't go for the standard edition Rambo 3 or the Rambo machete. A couple of reasons. Firstly, my man Gil Hibben here, he has not been paid 1 cent in royalties from Master Cutlery on his design of the Hibben 3 Baker Team tribute knife or the Hibben 4 machete. So I thought, instead of buying these ones here, and I don't think there was nothing that they needed to correct in these. These were pretty much accurate to the movie. They might be a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, or handle might be a little bit thicker, but they're pretty accurate. Then they weren't, you know, as like those ones where they were missing the whetstone pouch and the saw teeth wasn't correct and no diamond sharpener. So that was the first reason. And if you have a look on the back here, it actually shows you on the side here. Where is it here somewhere? I think it might be on this one. There it is. Actually shows you Gil's face. So United Cutlery, Gil's been with United Cutlery, I think, for a good part of 30 years, maybe longer than 30 years. So that's why I decided to buy that. Another reason is because I'm a collector, I love boxes. Okay, I love boxes. Now, in my opinion, as good as those boxes are, I love this design. Now, this design is, as you can see over here, the design that United Cutlery put out back in the 1980s. And as I said to you in a video from 3 years ago, it's either Gil Hibben owns that design or United Cutlery own that design, because Master Cutlery have not been able to use that design. As you can see, back in 2008, I think they released this. I'm not entirely sure. They weren't allowed to use the Rambo name, so they've just named it Hibben 3. But they did use the same design as the ones from the 80s. And this is the Hibben 4. Love the green, the OD green. Actually, we'll just go through these quickly. I'll just show you what these look like, the standard editions. Okay, so that's what that looks like there. So if you're looking at buying some replica Rambo knives, look for the blue box. Look for, you can't really tell on the top here because there are other boxes out there that are blue that may not be. My suggestion would be count the teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If you count 14, you know you're on a winner. The Rambo insignia. And then when you turn it to the back, it will actually show you the whetstone pouch on the sheath. So that's what you need to look for. If you want a movie accurate replica knife of the survival knife from First Blood, that's the one you need to go for. So these are not numbered and they're not signature editions, but they are the standard editions from this line. There's the mission knife, sorry, from Rambo First Blood Part 2. Now this one you can't really tell from on top, there's nothing on there. So what you need to do, you need to ask the person wherever you're buying it to give you a picture of the back. And if you see that picture right there of the diamond sharpener, then you know you're on the standard edition Masterpiece collection, and which is accurate to the sheath that was used in the movie Rambo First Blood Part 2. And to that side, you've got the Rambo insignia in this side. Awesome looking boxes, awesome boxes, I love them. That side, and just tells you the Hollywood Collectables group. Now we'll go through the Hibbon 3. As I said to you, I love that design. It's awesome. So you see the United Cutlery in the corner there. Hibbon 3. Turn it around. Now I only deal in Master Cutlery, Hollywood Collectables and United Cutlery. So, you know, if there's any people out there, like I said, in the Pole knives or Lyle, Neely, Wall, Hibbon, you know, the real deal knives, I don't deal in those. I can afford all these. You can only imagine how much it would have cost me if I was to buy everything authentic. I just wouldn't be able to afford it. So, and that's what this one is. It is the GH201 if you're looking at purchasing the Hibbon 3 United Cutlery, and that is that knife up the top there, the Hibbon 3 Baker Team Tribute Knife. And then we've got the Hibbon 4. Absolutely love the colour. Tells you what it consists of right there. Pretty much the same on that side. Okay, and this one, if you're looking at buying this one, the number is GH5007 United Cutlery. And you've got the United Cutlery on this side. Now, with this one, you've got a certificate of authenticity. Let's see if I can just get it out. You got a couple of certificates right there. So that's what you would get. That was another reason why I got this knife as well. You got two beautiful little certificates in there. This one says Hibbon Knives Custom Knife Series Hibbon 4, and then it says congratulations on this side. And on this one here, I don't think you got a certificate, but I think there is like a little brochure that pretty much comes in all the United Cutlery knives. I own a lot of knives, as in a lot of boot knives, a lot of neck knives, boot/neck knives, and I own a lot of throwing knives, and they're all from United Cutlery. So I'm a big fan of United Cutlery. They're affordable, and you get some miss knives, you know, hit and miss knives in United Cutlery, but the ones that I own, I absolutely love, especially my throwers. I throw a lot of knives, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and I enjoy that thoroughly. Now these I reviewed just last year. So these are the latest ones to be released. The Rambo Last Blood Heartstopper. This is the limited first edition run. Rambo Last Blood. Now there's a lot of talk out there on YouTube on the correct knife, movie knife. Is it the Hollywood Collectables official knife, or is it the Sylvester Stallone's knife that I have just here? I'm actually going to do a bit of a review. I'm going to take them both out, and I'm going to give you my educated opinion on which knife I think you should buy and which knife is correct to the movie. Let's try this one. So there's the number. So 1,484 from 5,000. That's what it says on that one. And this one is the BOWIE from the same movie. Rambo Last Blood. All the little specs. We turn it around. On this side it gives you the number 62 from 5,000, so that's a nice low number. Not that it really matters, I suppose. I have seen a few people on eBay actually sell the same numbers for the Heartstopper and the BOWIE, so I don't know if that appeals to you, but it doesn't really appeal to me. So that's the BOWIE. And as I said to you before, this is what I received today. The United Cutlery Sylvester Stallone Last Blood knife. Now, I have not opened this yet. So it's a sleeve on top of a box. Let's see if we can get that off. Let's see if there's anything. Okay, so you got like Last Blood in a beautiful cherry red. Nothing on the back. Same thing on that side. And on the front, it's just got Sylvester Stallone's signature. Beautiful looking box. As I said, I'm not a bigger fan of one or the other. I like both Master Cutlery and United Cutlery, but I'll tell you which ones I think you should buy in a second, because what we're going to do, we're going to pull this one out, and we're going to pull out the Hollywood Collectables Heartstopper, and I'm going to tell you what I think about this handle. There's a lot of debate out there on what's the correct color of the handle. Is it this desert tan type one on here, or is it the green one over there? Awesome specs on the back of this knife. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it. So that's what you're going to see when you buy this knife. That's what the side looks like. You get the Heartstopper ghosted into the side of the box here. So you got the United Cutlery logo there. There's no number, no nothing. I don't even know if there's a certificate of authenticity in this one. So that's what this one is, the UC3461. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pack up a little bit of these knives, just push them over towards the end. Oh, I didn't even mention. Look who I've got joining us today in the room here. I've got Templeton Peck, the Face Man. I've got my hero, Colonel John Hannibal Smith. We've got Howling Mad Murdoch. And we've got BA, Bad Attitude Baracus, Mr. T. Now, if you love First Blood, there's a lot of similarities between First Blood and the A-Team. So I've got a drone channel actually on YouTube as well called A-Team Drone Missions. So if you're interested in seeing some of the drone footage of all the adventures and explores that we get up to, let me know and I'll give you the link down below. Okay, so I'll tidy these up a little bit. We'll pull out the Hollywood Collectables Heartstopper and we'll compare it to the United Cutlery Heartstopper, and I'll give you my educated opinion on which one is the more accurate of the two. Okay, we're back. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to unbox the Hollywood Collectable Heartstopper knife and the United Cutlery Heartstopper knife, and we're going to compare the two. The biggest debate about these two knives is the colour of the scales, the colour of the micarta scales. A lot of people seem to think that on the Hollywood Collectables it's not the correct colour, and it's more movie correct on the Stallone edition. So let's take them out. I have unboxed these ones, the Hollywood Collectables last year. So let's take this out of there. Now, I've not opened the Rambo Last Blood Sylvester Stallone box, so you're going to see exactly what I'm seeing for the first time. So there you have it there. I've actually heard from a few people as well that they forgot to put the certificate of authenticity into the Sylvester Stallone knives. So I've emailed the Stallone shop, and it'd be interesting to see what response I get. Okay, there's that one. Got a nice leather strap, it looks like. Let's take this out. Take the blade guard off. Okay. There you go, let's put the sheath in there. Well, there you have it. You've got the Two knives right there and then. Okay, so it looks like what they've done. So what's the leg strap on the sheath? Okay, so the leg strap on the Hollywood Collectables knife just looks to be black paracord for the leg tie. On this one you have a nice leather strap, so that's a bonus. And we've got exactly the same, virtually exactly the same paracord in the lanyard handle there to wrap around your wrist. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to bring in the First Blood knife, designed by Jimmy Lyle. Okay, so as you can see there, one's green and one is like a desert tan, like a brown colour. Now when I did the review on this knife last year, I actually said that when Dietmar Pohl designed these knives, he was paying homage, a tribute to the First Blood survival knife. Hence why the handle, the scales, should be green, as you can see. Green and green. Although it's a different type of green, this one is classified as a OD green canvas. And that's in what Dietmar Pohl described in one of his videos, in the spirit of the First Blood survival knife. So going on that, to me that does not look like the correct colour for what this knife was designed for, as in a tribute to the First Blood knife. Now I did a little bit of investigating as well, because I love reading up and backing up my claims, because knowledge is power, my friends. And I've got a conversation between Dietmar Pohl and Sylvester Stallone. Okay, and this is what it reads. The MK9, which Sly nicknamed the Heartstopper, has a notable design feature called the Skull Crusher handle. In both models, the Skull Crusher protrudes from the handle butt and gives the knife an additional combat function. Both models meaning the BOWIE and the Heartstopper. Stallone gave Dietmar free rein for choosing the knife's other materials and surfaces as long as they were non-glare. Another Stallone requirement was leather sheaths. So that's a check. Both the knives, Hollywood Collectible and the United Cutlery, have leather sheaths. Okay, now this is the part that's interesting reading. For the MK9's handle material, OD green canvas micarta was the choice. Now OD means olive drab, so dull, like a dull green. It is another link between the knives from First Blood and Last Blood. Matte surfaces and a green handle. I don't see too much green in the Stallone edition handle. Okay. Let me see what it says in the First Blood. Green handle, though as a cord wrap instead of micarta, also characterise Lyle's First Blood knife. A brown leather sheath completes the package. Correctamundo. Just in case, Dietmar also worked up a prototype with black G10 scales. However, only the OD green canvas micarta gave the Heartstopper the right tactical charisma. So Dietmar did make another Heartstopper in black scales, which would have mimicked the mission knife from Rambo First Blood Part 2, but Stallone didn't go with that one, decided to go with the green handle, which is this one right here. Stallone invited the Pole Force team and the film's prop master to his motorhome. The protective hard case with the prototypes and prop knives was open. Sly clearly liked what he was seeing, reacting with a boy, German engineering. He was particularly interested in the titanium for the guards and the CNC milled structures of the MK9 handle. It was clear these were not just 2 new knife designs, but represented an unbroken link to the Rambo bloodline. Stallone was obviously pleased. Dietmar, he began, I like all of your prototypes. Decide which one to use in the movie. As you might guess, Dietmar was speechless. Wow, what an honor, the German maker recalled of his initial reaction. I could hardly believe what I was hearing. I had to ask if he really meant it. Meant it, Stallone did, and it was time to choose. It was clear that the Heartstopper must have the OD green canvas micarta handle and brown leather sheath. And so the spirit and a tribute blade was created honouring the First Blood survival knife. So there you go. So if you people out there classify that as an OD green, well, fair enough. You know, that's exactly what Stallone wanted. But to my way of thinking, if you Google OD green canvas, that's the colour that you come up with. Now, also, I took it upon myself to email the Hollywood Collectables group, because I have no idea why 2 knives were released when the Hollywood Collectables group owned the license to the Rambo name. How Stallone was able to use the Rambo name, it still bemuses me. So I messaged Hollywood Collectable, and this is what they said to me. Okay, let me see what I wrote to them first. Okay, let me see here. Okay, this is what I wrote to them. Hi there, I am just wondering, as you are the official maker of Rambo knives, how has United Cutlery just released the Rambo Last Blood Heartstopper endorsed by Sylvester Stallone? Could you please give me as much information as you can so I can decide from who I buy this knife from? It's very confusing. Regards, Rambo fan. So that was my email to the Hollywood Collectables group, and this is what they wrote back to me. Hi there, thanks for your inquiry. The world of licensing can be confusing. It does appear that the licensing company has permitted a second version to be produced by Sylvester Stallone, which is unfortunately beyond our control. As for differences, from what I can see, ours is officially licensed and 100% accurate to the screen version. The handle is the correct colour and the sub-hilt is properly positioned. Our first edition is limited and numbered with a 440 stainless steel hand ground and polished blade that has been critically acclaimed and well reviewed as a fully functional knife. The sheath is made of brown buffalo hide leather. Let me just read that little bit again. Tell me who you think they're talking about here. The stainless steel hand ground and polished blade that has been critically acclaimed and well reviewed as a fully functioning knife. I'm pretty sure that United Cutlery's got their hands on Donnie B All D-Bad's review of this knife right here, the Hollywood Collectables Heartstopper, and I gather that's what they've put in here to me in the email as a fully functional knife, well reviewed. So if I was to bet my left nut, I would say they're talking about D-Bad right there. So there you go, make up your own mind. OD green canvas micarta. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. I think for me, if I'm to make an educated guess, the correct color of the handle is on the Hollywood Collectables model. Now you might ask yourself, why did I end up buying the Stallone version? Well, to be honest, this is the one I'm going to be using. Now I don't really care that the handle is not green on the one that I'm actually going to be using, and I was going to wait until Hollywood Collectables maybe produced a standard edition like they did with the Stallone signature editions in the Master Cutlery line. But as soon as I seen him unbox this on YouTube, I said to myself, I've got to get it. So that's the reason why. And if you have a look on the Hollywood Collectables website, these two here, so the Heartstopper and the BOWIE knife, they are classified to be part of their masterpiece collection, hence being those right there. So they don't fit into this side because these are the standard edition and they're not numbered, they're not limited edition. But these ones are numbered and limited edition. So my advice to anyone out there, if you own those 4 knives there, the survival knife, the mission knife, the Baker Team tribute knife, and the machete, they're the blades you need to buy. That completes the set. Okay, they're all official and they're all numbered. See, I'm not a knife guy. And what I mean by that, I couldn't really give a rat's ass about what materials are used, whether the sub hilt's in the right position. I'm a collector, so I'm all about box condition and whether or not the actual item looks similar to the movie model. Hence, a whetstone pouch on the First Blood sheath and a diamond sharpener on the survival knife, the mission knife from Rambo First Blood Part 2, and of course the 14 saw teeth in the First Blood knife. So I'm a collector, so I'm more so worried about box condition and whether or not the knives are a little bit accurate, more accurate to the actual movie. So that's what you would have to collect. If you were to collect any replica Rambo knives, if you want the best out there, you would start off with the Master Cutlery Masterpiece Sylvester Stallone Signature Edition Survival Knife. You would then get the Mission Knife, the Baker Team Tribute Knife, and the Machete. So they were all part of one set released, oh God, I don't know how many years now, over a decade ago. And these are classified on the Hollywood Collectables website as part of the Masterpiece Collection. Now, if you want a knife to use, this fits perfectly, absolutely perfectly into this section here. This knife here will now be a part of the knives that I've got sitting up the top there. Okay, that fits perfectly into this. I was going to wait, as I said, to hopefully Hollywood Collectables may be making some standard edition knives, but who's to say that they're going to do that? So maybe they won't. So, and as soon as I seen Stallone unbox it, I thought to myself, I've got to get this knife. So now I've got a usable knife, and that pretty much completes this section apart from the BOWIE. So I'm really hoping that Sylvester Stallone actually puts out a BOWIE knife to complement these 2 knives here, and then I won't have to buy any standard. Even if Hollywood Collectables Group actually come out with a couple of standard editions, I'm not even going to bother with it. I have these 2 knives, so I can use these. See, what you got to understand here in Australia, knives are illegal to carry out in public. Doesn't matter if you've got a box cutter, a little pen knife, a Swiss Army knife. If you've got any knife on your person out in public, it's illegal. So these knives, unless I'm camping, unless I'm on a property somewhere, they're pretty much wall hangers. And when people come around, they can handle them, they can look at them. So that's pretty much all I can really do with these knives. I'm more of a flashlight guy. I've got a lot of high-end flashlights, and a lot of the explores that I go on require some high-end flashlights. We go down into abandoned train tunnels and World War II fortifications and caves and mines, and we do a lot of stuff where flashlights are more to my using than knives. But it's great to have the 5 now where I can actually handle them and show my mates, and brilliant. I just now am hoping that Stallone releases the BOWIE, and that would complete my collection. So the way I see it now, this collection is complete bar 2 knives. I'm missing the miniature dagger that came out in the 80s by United Cutlery. And again, daggers are illegal here in Sydney anyway. I don't know about Australia, but in Sydney, daggers are illegal. So if I was to buy one from the States, and the ABF, ABP, Australian Border Patrol, open that up, more than likely they'll seize it. I would take the chance, because sometimes they do get through, but they would more than likely seize it. So unless I can find one from a collector here in Australia, It's going to be very hard to secure that one to complete the collection from the 80s. And this one I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident at some point that someone will release the BOWIE. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be Stallone, and then that will complete the standard edition knives that I've got here. My goal is later on in life is to sell everything I've got here for at least $500, at least $500 or $600 more. So these knives here are free. So that's how I work, because I'm a collector of many things. I just don't collect Rambo knives. I collect VHS, vinyl, Thunderbirds, Transformers, trading cards. I collect a lot of things. So in the collectible world, I'm pretty knowledgeable. In the knife world, like I said, when it comes to materials and taking the knife out and testing it, that's Donnie B all day. You know, there's no more knowledgeable guy on YouTube than Donnie. He's just brilliant. I watch him every time he uploads a video. I'm there and I'm watching, whether he's cooking in the kitchen or whether he's taking a knife out in the backyard. He's the man when it comes to reviewing knives. So, okay, well, there you go. There you go. You've got the United Cutlery knife. That's what it looks like. Paracord on the skull crusher. A nice leather strap, which I'll probably not even use to tie on the leg there. And a beautiful looking box. Absolutely superb. Let's see if I can actually place this camera down, and I might be able to have a little bit of a paper cut test to see how sharp it actually came out of the box. So let me see if I can spin this around. I did this once before a while back, but I don't know if I'm in the correct spot or whatever, so let me see. Looks pretty sharp to me. This paper's pretty crinkled, so yeah, it does come out razor sharp, so the paper's pretty thin. I should have got some thicker glossy paper, but it just cuts. Yeah, I would say that's razor sharp straight out of the box. So brilliant. Now, if you're in Australia, let me just flip that around. If you're in Australia, and someone mentioned to me in the comments the other day that this is already sold out from Stallone's shop, don't worry. There is a company, I think it's called Global Gear Online. It's where I bought a lot of these knives back 2 or 3 years ago, and these ones here. I messaged them and they weren't aware of this knife. So they asked me, are you talking about the Hollywood Collectables Heartstopper? I said, no, I'm talking about the Sylvester Stallone. So I gave them a link. And they said, oh my goodness, we didn't realise that Sylvester Stallone has produced one. They reckon they're going to get it in later this year. So if you're in Australia and you're looking to get one and there's nothing available at the moment, just be patient. As soon as I see it on eBay, because I keep tabs on all the Rambo stuff on eBay, I'll give you a link in the comments section and you'll be able to purchase it if you want it. So, all right, what we'll do, we'll wrap this part of the video up. I'm going to go get some collectibles now to show you what I've also some pretty rare collectibles over the years. This will conclude the knife review. I just love looking at them, to tell you the truth. The colours and the blades up the back there, they're absolutely huge. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. Still got the A-team looking down upon us. And I'll go get some of my collectibles and I'll show you what I've collected over the years. Okay, here are some of my collectibles that I've bought over the years. I showed these off in a video a couple of years ago. Original movie cups from here in Australia from the 1980s. I've not seen these listed for sale by anyone else in the last 3 years. So this one here is from Rambo 3. And this one is from Rambo First Blood Part 2. So they were a great score. I think I picked these up for about $20 for the two, especially on how rare they are. I don't think many of those would have survived. This is one of my rarest items. Have a look at that. I grew up in the Game & Watch era, the Nintendo Game & Watch era, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Nintendo. With Popeye and Mickey Mouse and all those type of games. And I couldn't believe it when I found the handheld electronic video game by Rambo. Now this is unopened, so I managed to pull it out. Well, it is open now, but I managed to pull this out because I was worried that the batteries were still in there and then that might leak. Would you believe I pulled the little plastic tab out and the original National Panasonic batteries from 1985 still worked. So it actually turned on. So I know it's a working handheld video game. So I pulled them out, I put them in a little plastic bag, and they're just sitting behind here. So that's mint in box, turned on once. And you see the other one. There is actually, I don't know if they're sold, but Airwolf and Rambo were loose. Someone was selling them loose without the packaging on eBay the other day. I think that was $60 USD. So maybe you can look into that and if you're interested in getting that. So that's one of my rarest items. This one here is something that they brought out a year or two ago. This is the limited edition replica necklace that Rambo wore in First Blood Part 2 in the second movie. Now, to be honest, the necklace is not really anything like the one that he wore in the movie. The one he wore in the movie actually had like a little metal plate behind it, and it curled onto his shoulders and down underneath his arms there and cradled him. So similar colour, but yeah, very different to the one in the movie. But this is limited edition to a certain number. I think you actually have to take that out, and on the back of that will tell you what limited edition number it is. So that wasn't very expensive, probably about $30. This is a must buy. They sell, if you're here in Australia, they sell these in Pop Culture. So if you just type in Pop Culture on YouTube, this is absolutely brilliant. I use this on my Explorers all the time if we're in somewhere where it echoes. So if you push the top button.
They do First Blood, not me.
Okay, so that's a line out of First Blood, the movie.
You know there's more men out there. You know where they are. Find them, or I'll find you.
Okay, that's from Rambo First Blood Part 2, when he's talking to Murdoch. That's when he actually just puts the knife smack bang into the desk beside Murdoch's face right at the end of the movie. And he says, mission accomplished. That's from Rambo First Blood Part 2.
I want what they want. And every other guy who came over here and spilt his guts and gave everything he had once for our country to love us as much as we love it.
Okay, that's when he gets out of the chopper with all the POWs and Troutman's gone up to him and Troutman asks him, what do you want, Johnny? And that's when he gives that speech. So that's the end of Rambo First Blood Part 2.
My war's over.
My war is over. I'm pretty sure that's out of Rambo 3 when he's in the temple, when Troutman's asking him to go into Afghanistan. And he actually puts the line that my war is over.
There's no rescue team, it's just me.
Okay, and the no rescue team, it's just me. I'm pretty sure that's when the guy in Afghanistan is assembled all those weapons for him, and they're just about to ride in on horseback, and he asks who you're taking, and the Afghani guy asks him, who are you taking with you? Have you got some sort of rescue team with you? And he goes, no, there's no rescue team, it's just me. So you've got a couple there from First Blood, or one from First Blood, 3 or 4 from Rambo First Blood Part 2, and 2 from Rambo 3. So that's a must-have. It's only tiny. Put it in your pocket. It's a great little novelty, that one. These ones here are exactly how the VHS used to look in the 80s that I used to hire out every second week. Okay, so these are original cases from back in the day. As you can see here, I'm a collector of VHS films. I had one of the most impressive VHS collections out there. And what happened was, in 2018, I decided to put 5 of my best horror films up on eBay. And I had a gentleman down in Victoria inquire. He said, do you have any other horror films? I'm interested, very interested in buying some. And I said, well, which ones were you after? And he gave me a list of about 30 to 35, and out of those I had 33 of the ones he wanted. $10,000 later, and that's what's pretty much paid for these knives and a lot of other things, a lot of other collectibles I've bought. That's how it started. It all started from my VHS. There's a huge market, especially here in Australia, for VHS movies, especially if they're ex-rentals and if they're in the original slicks. In the original cases with the original slicks. Slicks being the sleeves, you know, the covers. So, and this one here is the rarest out of the lot. So if you're a collector of VHS here in Australia, you're not going to believe what you're going to see here in a minute. So that's an original Roadshow case. As you can see, you can just see the Roadshow sticker there. On that sleeve there, you always see the class of 1984 and the blowout. But what makes this one very rare and very collectible, on some of these Roadshow cases, on the inside they advertised other movies. What do you think advertises in this one here? Look at that. Now I put it to you, you find me another original Roadshow case advertising the movie First Blood. So that's one very rare VHS. They're selling anywhere from $30 to $50 depending on how original the cases are on eBay. So that's the original Rambo First Blood Part 2. Original box and original sleeve. And here in Australia, this was our poster of Rambo 3 Stallone. Now I've got a little magnet here. In the US, that was their poster. Okay, so very different to the poster that was released here in Australia. That one was the same in the US. That one was pretty much the same in the US. But that's our Australian poster from back in the day. So you can see the difference there to there. Okay, that's that. Now, a few more things I've got here. Also, I'm a collector of trading cards, so you can only imagine what's in here. I've got an unopened Rambo packet. I've got a wax wrapper from Rambo. And I have the entire set of Rambo trading cards. As you can see the back there, that's what the backs look like. And yeah, the trading cards. So Rambo only released one set from 1985. I'll just go through this. I won't go through every individual card. So I'm a huge collector of trading cards. Back in the 70s when I was a child, the very first trading cards I collected was King Kong, and here in Australia we had rugby league. It was a very popular sport, and I collected Scanlon's rugby league cards, and I still have many of those to this day. So they were just trading cards, and these are the stickers. The stickers have got a picture on the back of them. So when I put the stickers, I don't put them in order of numbers. What you do, if you own any trading card and if you have a picture puzzle on the back, you should really put them in order of the picture puzzle. So if you notice here, 18, 15, 14, 17, 9, 13. And then what happens, and makes it easy when you pull out the Ultra Pro pages to actually put the puzzle together. So if you have a look on this one, it's just the bottom half of Rambo. So there's the top half of him. And if I was to pull this out, there's the bottom half of him. And once again, I gather these stickers are exactly the same. Top half, let me see, is that exactly the same? Yeah, exactly the same. So you got two pictures exactly the same. This should be the bottom half of it. And I've got a very rare Julia Nixon signed Rambo card. She was the beautiful girl that played, I think her name was Co in Rambo First Blood Part 2, and I managed to pick that up as well. So that's a pretty rare little card there. You don't see those come up too often. And my latest purchase, I could not believe when I found these the other day. I thought someone would have snapped these up straight away. These cost me $8. These are matches, and apparently this is meant to be the full set from what the guy told me. These are matches from France that would have been released when Rambo 3 came out in the 80s. Now, I've put them in what I think is in order. So that first one there is the US poster. That one there is when he's fighting, when he's stick fighting at the start of the movie. That one there is where he's got the compound bow towards the middle of the movie. He's got the big knife there. That's when he's trying to save Troutman, when he's down in the prison, down below in the prison there. That's when they're in the cave, when he's shooting all the explosive arrows, and I think there was a scene there where he tapes one of those blue lights to one of the arrows, and he fires it and knocks out one of the guys, and the other guys blow the crap out of it. One there, that one there, and that one there. That's when they're sitting in the in between the dirt there at the end of the movie, when the tanks are coming towards them and they hear that ruckus in the distance and they can't work out what the sound is, and it's the actual rebels on horseback coming to help them as well. So in the trenches there. So they're waiting for the rebels. They can hear some noise in the distance, and it's the rebels coming to help them fight the Soviet Union. So yeah, there's I can't believe picking up that. That was incredible. So you might wonder why I collect stuff like that. Well, when it comes time to sell these, when I get older, I'm not going to keep them, forever. You want to make, when you do sell collectibles, you want to make yours a little bit different to the next person. So say in 10, 15 years time, I've got these up for sale and there's another gentleman selling the exact same thing. What you do is you add these. Okay. Now I can tell you now, I know which collection he's going to buy. If I add some Rambo 3 matches that came out in the 80s that I've never ever seen before, probably will never see them again, they're in great condition, and you add them, as a little bit of an appetizer to those 6 knives there, well, he'll be buying that as well. Same with the trading cards. You might include the trading cards. You might include that. That's worth a little bit of money. That's probably worth about $200. So this one's worth about $30. So all these little collectibles here, I buy them to display, but also when the time comes, it also helps to sell your items. Okay, well, I'm going to pack all these things up. There's one final bit of this video, and it comes down to 2 shirts that I bought recently. The second lot of these shirts is absolutely fantastic. You're going to want to hang around for this, and I'll provide a link in the description of it. It is absolutely magnificent. I've been actually waiting for a shirt like this to come along, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I actually seen it on eBay the other day. I bought 2 already. As soon as I provide the link down in the description, I can see this person just selling bucket loads of them. So give me a little bit of time. I'm going to pack all this up and I'll come back with the final little bit of this video. Okay, everything's been packed away, bubble wrapped, put in a box, and that's now going to be taken up to my folks' place and put deep down into the vault until I decide to bring them out 5, 10, 15 years time and sell them as a package deal. So this is what's left. These are all my standard editions. These are the boxes that I display in my cabinet. Absolutely fantastic artwork on every single one of them. And they're the knives that actually hang up here at my place that I'm able to use if I go out camping or if someone comes around, anyone can handle them. I didn't touch on this knife all that much. I'll just show you a little bit more. So I had a look at the sub hilts. They look exactly the same to me, so I don't even know what United Cutlery are talking about, that their sub hilt is positioned correctly. There's the skull crusher. paracord. The Rambo Last Blood insignia on this actual sheath is on the back there. I notice on my one that the leg strap bracket thing where you put it under here is on a bit of an angle. I don't know if that's meant to be like that. The stitching doesn't look all that good, but that's how mine came anyway. And I'll just pull it out before I show you this shirt. And on here you'll see it says Rambo Last Blood just above the guard there, and on this side it says Heartstopper. So it is not numbered. It is not the official knife. It is the official knife of Sylvester Stallone, but that does not mean anything in the world of collecting. In the world of collecting, the official knives are Hollywood Collectables Group. Okay, you know that I love my shirts, and I picked this little number up the other day. Actually wore it to one of my explores 2 weeks ago. We explored an old power station up there at Lake Macquarie. Anyone that lives up at Lake Macquarie would know of Wanji Power Station. So I wore that up there. This is the shot from the poster from Last Blood. Prior to the black poster being released, this was the soon-to-be released poster where it's got a shadowy figure of Rambo in the compound bow with flames all around him, and that's mirrored on the back of it as well. Silk, a silk little hoodie, so it won't keep you warm in winter, but it's perfect to wear all year round really. You can wear it in summer, not going to get too hot in summer, and it does give you a little bit of warmth in winter time as well. I forgot to mention this knife here. So I bought a little scale miniature knife off eBay a number of years ago, and the strange thing about this was it was not serial numbered at all. It wasn't a limited edition. So I had a good look around. I'm not quite sure if there was standard ones released of this, but I kind of like that it wasn't a signature edition one, because I feel bad using those type ones. So the guy was selling, I think, 2 for $50, and he had best offer on there, and I offered him 30, and the postage was free, so I picked 2 up for 30. I put the other one on, I think it was Gumtree or eBay for $60, and sold it for $60 plus postage, which ultimately makes this one free. And if you remember, this is what it looks like here. So you got the Rambo 3 just there. It came with a little cord. I put it on this little bottle opener, carabiner type little ring on here, and looks very similar to the United Cutlery miniature from the 80s. And it does have the Sylvester Stallone signature on there, but it's not numbered in any way. And this one here does say Rambo 3 up the top there. I don't know if that'll focus. I don't think it will. It's a bit too small. I use this one for cutting my steak when I eat dinner. So that's quite useful. Now 3 years ago I brought to everyone's... firstly, let's talk about this little slot here. This slot here originally was for a retractable blade. So it would come out here and it'd come out there. It was like a butterfly effect. Gil Hibben's known for making many fantasy blades, and he had this idea designed for Rambo 3, but that was skittled. But there is a few prototypes out there in existence. What they classify that as now, it's an anti-glare sight. So if you own this knife, whether it's the small one or the big one, what I want you to do, I want you to hold it, whether you're left or right-handed, either hand that's the more comfortable. I want you to turn it upside down. Pretend it's a sun visor. So sun visor goes up and sun visor goes down. So the blade up here, the apex, I want you to lay that bit on your forehead. So if you lay that on your forehead and you look through there on your eyes, pinpoint something in the distance and see how well it works. It is absolutely brilliant. I don't know if too many people use that as an anti-glare sight, but it works very well. If you've got the sun in your eyes, just think of it as a sun visor. You bring it down, put that bit up there on your forehead, put your 2 eyes through there, pinpoint something in the distance where the sun is, and you'll be surprised how well that works. Now, 3 years ago, I brought to everyone's attention on YouTube Let me just put this down here a little bit. What these notches and scallops at the top here meant. Now, if anyone can find a video prior to 2018 where someone talks about this is the tribute to the Baker team, the Special Forces unit that John Rambo served with in Vietnam, please provide me with a link in the description, because what I'd like to do is retract those comments and actually thank the guy for putting it out there. But I don't believe there is anyone prior to my video in 2018 that gave great detail in what these were. Okay, so that's the Special Forces team, a tribute to the Special Forces team that are all deceased, that lost their lives in Vietnam. And this first one here, the bigger notch, is for Delmar Barry. That was John Rambo's best mate, who actually made it back from Vietnam, but he ended up dying of cancer. When you see Rambo walking down that little track in Start of First Blood, that's the guy that he's going to visit. The reason why I mention this again is under this hoodie here, silk hoodie, I found a shirt, a Rambo shirt, to top everything that I've owned in my collection. I guarantee you now, soon as I provide the link of this shirt in the description, I think a lot of people are going to snap it up. Are you ready for this? Feast your eyes on this. Have a look at that. I was absolutely gobsmacked, because I check eBay, Rambo eBay, the US eBay site. I check it every week. Once a week I check it. Can you believe my surprise? My jaw dropped. So there's the OD green that we speak of in where Dietmar Pohl was the tribute with the spirit of the first blood knife. There's the similar green you see there. That's the image where John Rambo's walking to the town Hope at the start of First Blood. And look at the inscription. This is when he's sitting in the mine, and Colonel Troutman's with Will Teasel there in the tent, and they're trying to get him on the radio. Company leader to identify Baker team: Rambo, Mesner, Ortega, Coletta, Jorgensen, Danforth, Barry, Krakow. Confirm. This is Colonel Troutman. Talk to me, Johnny. They're all gone, sir. How cool is that? Now, this is where this knife comes into play. If you own this knife, and I always forget the names, the little notches, the little tribute notches, now there's no way of forgetting. So just all you need to remember is there's 10 members of the Baker team. Okay, you've got 2, 4, 6, you've got 8 mentioned there. At the start of First Blood, as I told you in the video in 2018, you've got a member called Bronson, and you've got a member called Westmore. They're also deceased as well. So now it's easy to remember these notches on here. So you know that the first one's Barry. So there he is here. So and then I would just start off with Bronson. Then you go Mesner. Then you go Ortega. Then you go Coletta, Jorgensen, Danforth, Krakow, and that last one is Westmore. So just remember, there's only two more names that you need to remember that are not written here. Okay, these are the only names that that Troutman actually relays to Rambo when he's sitting in the mine. But there are 2 other members, Bronson and Westmore. So if you own this knife, the Rambo 3/Hibben 3 Baker Team Tribute Knife, the Special Forces knife, you need this shirt. I can't wait to wear this to some of my explorers. I only got it the other week, and I was hoping that the Rambo United Cutlery Rambo knife wouldn't arrive before this shirt arrived, and it didn't, so I could review them both in the same video. Absolutely amazing. So I'll provide the link of this shirt in the description as well. I'll provide a whole bunch of links. I'll provide all the links to my videos from 2018, I think 19 and 20. I'll provide a link to Donnie B All Day's channel. So if you're a first time viewer on my channel, you need to go over and check out the Godfather of Knives, as everyone calls him. His channel is DONNIE space B space all ALL space day, DAY, Donnie B All Day. You need to go subscribe to his channel How that guy doesn't have 100,000 plus subscribers, I do not know. He's so knowledgeable, so articulate, the way he talks about knives and the way he takes his knives out into the backyard and puts them through a rigorous testing. It's just must viewing. So you really need to suss out his video. And there's another guy that I've been watching for a long time. I forgot to mention in my last video. His channel's called WeAllJuggleKnives. Okay, now this is the gentleman that got me into flashlights. I remember he reviewed an Immelin DT70 back in 2017, which was then the most powerful flashlight in the world. And he got me on to the path of very high-end flashlights. And as I said, some of the places that we explore, these flashlights just look absolutely amazing. All right, and there's the A-Team. I love that shot. Hangs up proudly in my room. I'll also provide the link to my drone channel. You need to check that out. I think there's only about 25 videos on there. But what happens is my friend records on drone. There's a couple of friends, different friends record on drone. But they're silent videos. So what I then do, I choose songs that pretty much match to where we are. A lot of the videos I've actually chosen Rambo soundtracks. So there's one where I'm climbing, I think it's an old World War II searchlight post up there at, I think it's Bar Beach, just under Strzelecki Lookout up there at Newcastle. And I'm climbing the mountain. It's a sheer cliff. My friend decided to do it with me as well. He got up about a quarter of the way and he just turned around. He just couldn't handle the height. And it's got me climbing up to the searchlight post with Rambo music as an added track in the background. So you really need to check that out. This video's gone for a long time. I hope you enjoyed it. That'll be the last time I pull all these knives out. As I said, I've put these ones, bubble wrapped them all, put them in the box, and now taking them up to my folks' place to be vaulted. And these are the ones that will be now displayed. Thanks for watching, and until next time, adios.